phenomenal. And I want you guys to stick around because today we're going to be talking about some really, really serious issues that are happening in the real estate industry right now. I mean, big issues, crisis issues, issues that really affect all of us. They affect our consumers. They affect us as real estate agents. They affect everyone who's in the industry altogether. Would you agree, David?
I agree. Definitely.
All right, but before we get to that, as always, I would love to tell you guys a little bit about something that's happening right now. Did you guys encounter some traffic this morning?
Oh, God.
Oh, man, it was the worst.
Shoot yourself in the head type of traffic.
Yes, and I agree with that. The traffic is the worst, but today is a really special day for most of us here in Houston because today is the day that most of our kids go back to school.
And people rejoice.
And people, parents all around Houston are rejoicing. They're sitting in traffic, but they're happy. They're happy because now we get a little vacation and we get a chance to focus on doing the things we need to do, like running our business and being productive instead of cooking and you know, whatever. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah, because Alan does so much of that.
No, you know what? It's crazy. So this is the first year that we haven't sent our kids to like a summer camp type deal. Not we don't do like the full-time thing, but you know, they usually go from like 8 to 1 or 8 to 3. And you know, those hours are really crucial because we get a chance to get a lot of work done. So when they're at home, I lose my biggest asset, which is Vanessa, my wife, because she's taking care of them and making sure that they're well cared for.
Yeah,
so
of course.
It takes a lot for the in the summers when they're not in those summer camps. And you know, we'll go from there. Besides that, I do want to thank everyone who came out to our happy hour because
it was an amazing happy hour.
It was really good.
We got raving reviews on it.
All right, I'm so impressed with the amount of people that showed up was the number one thing, of course, because we packed the house this time. But one of the really cool things that happened, I don't know if you guys got this, Kenya, our chair for HAR, she came out and supported us. So we want to send a big thank you to the HAR board of directors, and thank you, Kenya, for coming out to support our event. That's a really, really big deal for your chairperson to show up to one of your events. I mean, can you imagine how many requests you get? On a daily basis? Real estate events in Houston are endless. But one of the things that she said is, hey, you know, most events this month are being canceled because back to school, summer, and everyone's busy doing other things right now. And she goes, how the heck did you get this many people into one room? And the minute she said that, I mean, that's a huge compliment, man, to be able to really pack a house out like that. So thank you guys who joined. For those of you that joined us, thank you. For those of you that missed it, it's okay. We have one more this year coming up.
And we're going to go bigger and better than this one.
Absolutely. And that's the deal. And this year, the last one is in October. Of course, we'll tell you guys all about it towards the end of the show when we talk about events. Next year, I really want to evolve this thing. And we're already talking about how we're going to take it from where we're at now to next level. And
where are we going to fit people now?
That's the question. And that's really the hardest part when you're having one of these crazy big events is there's just not a lot of venues in Houston. As big as Houston is, there's not a lot of centrally located venues in Houston.
Air conditioned.
Yeah,
that's also an important factor.
Because I can find a lot of venues, but they may not be very comfortable for that many people.
It's centrally located, air conditioned, and you have to have parking for 500 people.
If you have a venue that has those qualifications, 500 people, probably even more than that. We're probably going to max out that.
Between 500 and 600 people minimum.
Yes. Air conditioned.
Air conditioned.
It has to be at least decent. Like it can't just be like a big giant warehouse either. That'd be weird. It needs to have.
It's not a rave.
Yeah, it's not a rave. I mean, like, can you imagine the Realtor investor rave? Yeah, that's a little intense, man.
Hey, some people would come out to that. I believe that. I believe that we would actually have a very successful rave if we decided to do that. But yes, if somebody knows of a good venue, we're looking for a larger venue for next year. So we're open to your suggestions or your contacts. Anyone that you know out there that can really help us and host us. Again, centrally located, air conditioned. We need about 500-600 people at any given moment, and we do 5 of those big giant happy hours per year. So we're gonna drop those dates here in the next couple weeks. And if you guys have liked our page on White Picket Realty, Realty or Houston Real Estate Events, then you would be in the know, as David likes to say.
In the know.
In the know as to when those dates are going to happen and how you can register for all of those events coming up next year. All right, today we get a chance to talk about the crisis happening in the real estate industry. And I'm so excited to talk about this because this is a really, really hot topic.
Yeah,
in fact,
we definitely like to talk about.
So
we
hot,
harp on a lot.
So hot that there's people arguing about this. There are people that are really ticked off.
Oh, they're heated. I mean, it's heated, but it. You know why? It reminds me of like I think it's a scene in The Godfather, where he says there's two things you don't mess with, and maybe you guys can correct me on what movie this is. But he says, you don't mess with my family, and you don't mess with my money.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is messing with people's money.
Yeah, it is.
And that's why people are getting so fired up about it. They're heated over it because you're messing with people's money.
Anytime you mess with anybody's money, you're going to have an argument. There's no doubt about it. But what we're talking about is not just losing like a couple dollars. We're talking about losing a whole lot of money.
That's
right.
Like agent income
50%
is plummeting by 50%, and we need to figure out why, because if you're a real estate agent, there's something wrong.
Absolutely.
All right, stay tuned. We're going to discuss all that when we get right back. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey guys, Alan here. Are you a home investor in need of house plans and permit expediting services? If so, Houston Plans and Permits is your local one-stop shop. They have over 15 years of professional design experience and have a strong team of knowledgeable permitting expediters to service all of your projects. Please contact them by calling them at 281-372-1555. Again, 281-372-1555. Or visit them at their website, plansandpermits.com. Again, that's www.plansandpermits.com. Hey Houston real estate agents, this is Alan Hernandez, broker at White Picket Realty. I want to let you know that when you're ready to stop working your real estate career and start building a real estate business, Team WPR is a place to be. Not only do we offer real results, real support, and real branding, but furthermore, 80 to 100% commissions of your hard-earned money going back to you. So make sure you reach out to us. Join at teamwpr.com. Again, that's join, Join, at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, today we're going to get into a discussion regarding income for realtors. And it's a pretty startling discussion because realtor income is dropped by nearly 50%.
Yep.
And it's starting to freak some people out, and it's really causing some heated debates between agents. And I'll just jump right into the first debate, and you brought it up. I think this is a really good one. It has to deal with the fact that there's a lot of part-time agents.
Yeah.
And one of these people was really upset about that because they said there is no such thing as a part-time agent. You're either a full-time real estate agent or you're just a hobbyist. You're doing this as a hobby, and you're destroying the industry.
Man. Which we wholeheartedly agree with.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, I feel like we talk about that a whole lot.
Yeah,
here,
we do.
You know, behind closed doors, inside of a company, we talk about this a whole lot. I think the biggest thing that this report is trying to bring to our attention is yes, agents are making a lot less money than they used to, because there was a time, just like there was a time when loan officers used to drive Ferraris around. All loan officers used to drive Ferraris at some point. There was a time where real estate agents were very, very profitable in what they were doing. It was easy to be a real estate agent, and of course that created like this notion that, okay, all you needed to do was get your license, and all of a sudden you were going to start making this incredible amount of income. So everybody started getting their license. At some point, NAR says, hey, we found our money maker. NAR says, yes, more agents, more money. Let's create more and more and more of them, to the point where there's an endless amount of agents. And now we're saying, well, no one's really making money in the industry except for these few. Most everyone else is really not making it at all. Now there's a problem. And so what we're looking at is, well, what's the problem behind that? Is it just the fact that we have a ton of agents, or is there what are the underlying problems between between having the agents and them making 50% less than they used to?
Yeah. Well, and one of them is just sheer numbers. That's what they're saying, is the problem is you have 200,000 new agents that got their license last year. Out of those 200,000, they average between 1 and 2 transactions each, which is telling you these are people getting their license to do that one transaction. Oh, my uncle is going to buy a house, or my cousin, or my best friend. I better get my license and cash in on that 3% commission. They're buying a $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 house. Ooh, 3% of that, I could make a nice little payday. I might spend $1,000 getting a license, but I might get 14 or 15 grand on the back end on a really big commission. And the problem with that is, it goes back to what we always say. You would never use an attorney who said, oh, actually, I heard that you were thinking about maybe needing an attorney, so I went and got my attorney's license so that I could do your one transaction for you. I mean, you wouldn't do that. You would never go to a dentist and be like, hey, I heard that you might be needing some dental service. I heard you had a cavity, David, so I went and got my dental license so that I could drill your one cavity. Yeah. It just would never happen. But I think that the thing is, the paydays can be so big in real estate that it does make sense, because the barrier of entry is tiny. It's so low compared to the payday on the back end.
Okay, so I caught on to something that you said, and it reminded me. It reminded me of the fact that so recently we're renovating our house, and I'm not changing the subject.
No.
There's a point to my madness here. I'm renovating my house right now, the one that we just moved into, and so part of the renovation is to redo all the under slab plumbing. Right now, in order to get under slab plumbing redone, you have to what? You have to pull a permit.
Yes.
Who can pull a permit?
To do it correctly.
Yeah. Okay.
By the rules.
Assuming that we're going to do it correctly, because we are. You have to pull a city permit.
Absolutely.
Okay, who can pull a city permit?
Only a master licensed plumber.
Right. Can you become a plumber and pull a permit tomorrow?
Nope.
No.
Okay. So what is the process for you to be able to actually become licensed enough to pull a permit?
Okay, so here I'm going to blow everyone's minds, because I know
this is why I was leading to this.
I love that you put that out there.
Listen, if you guys are not catching this is why this is mind-blowing.
This is the same rule for plumbing, electrician, and HVAC technicians in the state of Texas. Yeah. In order for you to become a licensed technician and have the ability to pull your own permits, not pull them under Alan, no, I'm pulling my own permits. First, I have to go to plumbing, electrical, or HVAC technician school, which is usually between a 1 to 2 year degree, depending how fast they choose to go. Most people, it takes them 2 years. It's like an associate's degree. After you're done with that, you become what they call a journeyman. First, during your 2 years, you're an apprentice. You're like, I don't know anything. You're not trusted unless you're working with a journeyman. Then you become a journeyman, and you have to put in approximately 2 years as a journeyman working under a master before I can go back and take the final test, get my master's license, and then I have to pay for insurance and go submit my insurance to the city of Houston along with my master license, and then I can pull a permit. So if I wanted to pull, if I knew David needed to do, or you, I know you need to do your under slab plumbing.
So let's just replay that. So, hey, Bibi, I'm getting ready to remodel my house. I know you know a little bit about plumbing. Would you like this awesome big job that I'm getting ready to hand somebody?
Yeah, Alan, I'm going to need you to hold off on that for about 2 years so I can go get ready for this. But in real estate, I literally, within 6 weeks, I can be like, hey, Al, you know what? Hold off on that purchase for 6 weeks, and then I'll be ready to help you.
Here's the problem. That plumbing job may cost us, I don't know, 10 grand, right? How much does the average house cost in Houston? I mean, we're talking about a $300,000 purchase versus a $10,000 purchase.
Yeah.
And yet you can have your license in 6 weeks and already go out there and represent someone in the most important investment, the most important, highest investment of their life.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Everyone will say, well, it's not the agent representing them. It's the broker. The broker still has a responsibility. And yes, that's true. The broker does have the responsibility. But how many brokerages out there are $99 flat transaction fee with brand new agents?
Well,
I know of at least 3 in Houston that do that.
Yeah, well, in the comment section of this, one of the realtors that's kind of irate brings up the point that she said, hey, I had open house, 3 new agents came by, they didn't leave their card, no feedback, no nothing. And she even said, I'm to the point where I think new agents should be employees because then the brokers would actually care about quality. And, you know, she kind of says, you know, the big box brokerages, they don't care because their revenue model is adding as many agents as possible and collecting fees. When you're working off of that model, who cares what the agent, if they close anything or if they don't? If they close something, great. You get a split off of that. You still win.
And it's funny because I won't put the brokerage out there, but it's a major brokerage here in Houston. They have thousands of agents. And speaking with the owner of that brokerage, that was what they said.
That's their revenue.
We make the most money on yearly annual fees, not on actual transaction fees. So we have 1,000 agents. We collect $300 a year. That's $300,000 alone in just profits that we make just on yearly fees. Not to mention that they charge a little CRM fee and a little fee here and a printing fee when you go to their offices and little things, and they nickel and dime and they make a huge other piece of revenue there. But that's not where the revenue should be coming from. The revenue should be coming from this purchase and sales and leases of real estate.
Well, and like Alan mentioned, you said, why is it that we're in this position? And like with any company, it starts with the culture. And so far, the culture for most brokerages and NAR itself, the largest trade organization, is get as many members as possible that pay fees in order to grow our revenue. When you're operating on that type of model, you're obviously not going for quality.
No.
And you're diluting the industry.
And you know what? The American Psychiatric Association would never allow you, if you weren't a professional doing actual with their own practice or working under a practice. There's qualifications to join. It's not like automatic membership like with NAR. NAR should be more worried about who are our actual members. Who are these people out there representing the realtor community? Do they even know what the heck they're doing? If NAR wants to provide some value, how about doing workshops and saying, hey, state of Texas, actually we think that in order to be a NAR member, you have to do at least 6 transactions in a year. We want to have a higher standard for our members.
Can you imagine how many people would get pushed out of the system if they were required to do 6 transactions on a yearly basis?
Oh, I mean, it would probably be 80.
Over half, I would say, because if you look at the report, realtors whose gross median income is 25 or under is almost 40%.
So 40% of the industry. Now, assuming we have, I want to say we have probably 37 to 38,000 Houston realtors.
Houston. That's Houston HAR alone.
Okay. So, I mean, what is the math on that? 40% of that would drop automatically. We're talking about 15,000 realtors gone.
A little less than half.
And that's okay because just like the plumber who went to the trade school but then decided, well, I don't really like plumbing. I don't like dealing with shit every day. No pun intended. Realtors deal with a different type of shit every day.
True.
I don't like dealing with this. I don't want to work in this industry. They don't get to just stay on as plumbers and go, oh, Brandon, I heard Brandon needs to do his plumbing. Let me go help him. My license still active. All I've got to do is pay my broker a $300 a year fee, and I'm good to go.
Rhonda says, I'm good with that. She wants $15,000 to drop out. That's right, because
us too.
Most of them don't do anything. But,
they're diluting
they do
the industry. And honestly, this is something that us as the members that really care have to go to HAR, have to go to NAR, have to go to TAR, and even trek and push and say, we need higher minimum standards for what it is to be a real estate agent. If we're supposed to be basically second to an attorney when it comes to a real estate transaction, then we should be held an account just the same way as an attorney.
Yeah, I agree.
To our experience as well as our actual job that we're doing.
Absolutely.
And then income would rise for all of those other realtors, the ones that are serious, because now you're only dealing with real serious people. And these onesie, twosie people, they're not in the industry anymore. They don't get to practice at all.
Yeah. You know, because of this, I feel like this is what leaves that door wide open for these, what we call industry disruptors that are coming into the system. One of the comments down below on this article talks about the fact that with having these quote unquote unprofessional agents, we have the ability to say, well, it's not necessary to really even have an agent, or it's not even really needed.
That's why that talk's even happening.
Yeah. And because of that, then we have people saying, well, you know, why do we even need to pay 3% for a listing, or 6%, or whatever it is? You know, why do we need to pay that? Why can't we pay $7 a day? You know, and we start seeing these brokerages or services pop up that make absolutely no sense. Yeah. And are not providing any value.
No, it's like the one we looked at the other day. Well, I don't even remember what it was called. It was whatever that was, where it didn't even, their revenue model made no sense. It's absolutely no way that works. But they're just taking advantage of the fact that they know consumers look at the industry and go, man, I don't want to work with a bunch of people that do one or two transactions, a bunch of hobbyists. I want to work with a real professional. If I'm going to work with a hobbyist, I may as well go with this other company that charges $7 a day. It's all the same crap at the end of the day anyways. Absolutely. And that's not true. But us as agents, we're putting that perception out there by not doing more deals.
Rhonda says they are also the ones that don't know what they're doing, and they make it hard for the professionals. Yeah. How many times have you had a brand new agent almost screw up the entire deal because of something they did or said? Anyway, thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We'll finish this conversation now. We're going to give you some info on some events that we have coming up, ones that you need to be putting on your calendar. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey guys, Alan here. Are you a home investor in need of house plans and permit expediting services? If so, Houston Plans and Permits is your local one-stop shop. They have over 15 years of professional design experience and have a strong team of knowledgeable permitting expediters to service all of your projects. Please contact them by calling them at 281-372-1555. Again, 281-372-1555. Or visit them at their website, plansandpermits.com. Again, that's www.plansandpermits.com.
Hey Houston real estate agents, this is Alan Hernandez, broker at White Picket Realty. I want to let you know that when you're ready to stop working your real estate career and start building a real estate business, Team WPR is the place to be. Not only do we offer real results, real support, and real branding, but furthermore, 80 to 100% commissions of your hard-earned money going back to you. So make sure you reach out to us. Join at teamwpr.com. Again, that's join, Join, at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we were having a heated discussion, and just like the comments section of the article itself, it actually got pretty heated in here, and a lot of people were listening, a lot of people were watching, because this is a topic that most people, they believe and they agree with, but they just don't know how to talk about it.
They don't know how to verbalize it.
It's very polarizing, because those people in the industry that take real estate seriously, it is frustrating. It's very frustrating when you have an agent who comes in and does nothing but 1 or 2 transactions a year, and on those 1 or 2 transactions discounts their commission to 1%.
Well, one of the numbers here that's pretty interesting that kind of relates to that is the realtors in the highest income group, 93% said that real estate was their sole occupation, whereas those in the lowest income group were only 50%. So that goes to show a great discrepancy in, you know, really having real estate as your profession versus it being more of a side hustle or hobby.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think overall that's the underlying issue here is this cannot be a side hustle. This cannot be a hobby. This is not meant for part-timers. You're either in or you're out. And the minute that we get the opportunity to change that, that's when the industry will be able to come together and really push forward on staying at the forefront and not being diluted and pushed into an unnecessary part of the home buying process, because that's really what's happening right now is we're being in general we're being pushed into that scenario right now. And so, you know, there may or may not be real estate agents in the next 10 years. We don't know at this point.
Well, it may look drastically different. There may be literally 2 classes of agents. There may be the type that are looked at as, oh, I'm something other than agent. And this is where NAR is really about to lose their grip hold, because I'm more than agent. I am the full-time actual professional, have a new completely different name. It means that I do a bunch of transactions. I'm not the same as your Joe Schmo, and that person can't call themselves this name because
honestly, there's an opportunity there.
There is
for somebody to come in, do an organization that says, you know what,
we're the elite,
a step above NAR.
Yeah,
we're the elite. We're not part of NAR. We don't want to be part of NAR. NAR can give us their free membership if they want. We'll just toss it to the side because it's worth
not free. They're extorted membership.
They're extorted membership that we're forced to pay for. We'll just toss it to the side because it's crap anyways. And we're going to be part of this elite group of agents who actually believe in bringing value to the industry.
That is not a bad idea at all. And you know what? It reminds me of, you know who recently did this? Roofers. Roofers recently did this. Really? So the state of Texas refused to do licensing for roofing. And roofers, the big good ones, got pissed and they said, hey, you know what? Let's make a volunteer organization where you have to submit your safety numbers. You have to submit that your actual records of like how many warranty claims we have. And based off of that, we'll either allow you into this elite roofing organization or not.
Smart.
And they've created basically their own volunteer one because the state of Texas wouldn't take charge. So they took charge on their own. And now the state's looking at that organization and going, maybe we should make this an official state thing. That actually makes sense for roofers to have a license since they're putting roofs on every single damn house in the state.
Step in is to, you know, protect the consumer when the market can't. That's the one time. Do your job, state.
You heard it here
there
first.
Might be an opportunity there.
So if Meganar pops up,
Meganar,
you know who started it. You know who's going to get credit for that. You guys let them know that they heard it on this show first.
We're about to go think of fancy names.
All right, you guys. Let's
Paul
make sure
REI said he's going to brainstorm with us.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Paul. All right, let's talk about the events that everyone should be putting on their calendars. Don't forget that you can find all of these at Houston Real Estate Events on Facebook as well as White Picket Realty's page. What do we have coming up, David?
So yours truly, myself, I saw an opportunity, much like we have
like Meganar.
Located.
Meganar.
Exactly. So
that's code name Meganar, all right?
So we've listened to a lot of presentations from vendors, other agents, and the truth of the matter is a lot of times these folks could use some help with their public speaking skills. And recently I was a part of a Toastmasters club, and I found that really helped me with my public speaking. And so I thought there was an opportunity for that for Houston real estate professionals. So that's exactly what I'm doing. We're launching a club, Toastmasters for Houston real estate professionals. It's going to be here at the Southwest White Picket office this coming Monday from 6:30 to 8:30. Basically, what we're going to do is just some light networking, and then we're going to have experienced Toastmasters members run through a meeting to show you how you will actually benefit and improve on your public speaking, your leadership skills, and just in general your professional skills.
That's awesome.
Man, when I heard about the way that they run a Toastmaster meeting,
it's awesome.
First of all, I've heard of Toastmasters. I know of Toastmasters. It's an amazing organization, and nothing but great people come out of it, right? But I had never heard exactly how they run a meeting and how there's a purpose behind everyone in the room and how everyone is really pushing to develop further in their public speaking skills, their leadership. Wow, man, I am so impressed with this. I cannot wait to see what happens with this one, specifically because you're catering it to real estate professionals.
Yes, exactly.
And so is that just realtors or lenders?
Yeah, who does that include? What does that include as
Anyone
real
that's
estate professionals?
included in the real estate industry. Realtors, lenders, insurance, even investors. You know, as long as you're tied to the real estate industry in some manner, you know, I invite you to come out. It's really to benefit everybody. And even if you're not necessarily tied to the real estate industry and you want to come check it out, that's fine. Just know that this club specifically is going to be themed around real estate. So a lot of times you'll have table topics where you can speak on the spot to get some practice in. There's themes for each meeting. All that's going to revolve around real estate to really cater to the Houston real estate professional.
Super awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for bringing that, man. That's really
so
awesome.
we have that to look forward next Monday. And then the Monday thereafter, we're going to be having our Team WPR September Summit. Now, I know it's in August, but the first Monday in September is Labor Day. So if you want to find out what it's like to be a part of Team WPR, please reach out to me for a special invite to our summit where we'll invite you out for breakfast, lunch, our team meeting, company announcements, and always great training to follow up afterwards. Again, if you want a special invite to our summit, please reach out to me, david@whitepicketrealty.com, and I'd be more than happy to get you an invite.
Yeah, and by the way, big ups to Lucy from Altera Mortgage who has volunteered to come out and teach us all on generating more leads in our business.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a phenomenal lead generator in what she does, so she's going to give us all the ins and outs on how she does it, why she does it. She's going to be giving us a 30 to 45 minute class on how she's blown up her business in the last, I want to say she's been in the business 35 years, but she's literally blown up in the last 10. It's been amazing. Yeah. So she's going to give us all of that. Make sure you guys talk to David about that. Is there anything else that we have coming up?
On the horizon, just be on the lookout for it, guys. October 3rd, NAREP Greater Houston is hosting their first annual business rally. This is going to be a great opportunity for real estate professionals to come together around the city and mix and mingle with top producers, as well as find ways to grow their business.
This business rally is amazing, by the way. We have breakout sessions, all sorts of topics, including social media, lead generation, systems, processes, everything. Building a team in one spot. I'm so ecstatic about this
It's
deal.
gonna be a good one.
We already have people from Dallas coming. That's how amazing this whole thing's gonna be.
That's
all right, guys.
awesome.
Thank you guys again for joining us. Don't forget that we're on every Tuesday and Thursday from 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Come catch us next Tuesday, where we'll be brainstorming on Meganar.
Yeah.
We're going to give you guys more info on Meganar next Tuesday, so stay tuned. You can always catch us here. Share this with your friends. Give us your thumbs up, your love, everything. Share this. Keep up your ruckus, and we'll see you next time.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.